I'm Josh Blackway. I play guitar for CJ Ramone. We're going to go over some gear and I'll show you what I use and why I think it's the best gear on the planet. And I think it's pretty obvious because it's Marshall and Gibson. I hate to say my main guitar because this is really my baby, but this is what I've been playing more on this tour. I've probably played this one like 3 nights, and I played this like every other night. It's a little bit lighter, and it's newer to me, but it's actually as old as me. It's 1980 Gibson Sonics 180 Custom, and they only made them for a few years in the early 80s, and I've been looking for one that was specifically 1980, and I found one, got a good deal, and I love it because it's still a Gibson. It's got that Gibson tone, it's Dirty Fingers pickups. So I basically have to turn the gain down a little bit on my Marshall when I'm using it, as opposed to the custom. This is kind of what I've been playing for years. But going back to this the other night, it was heavy, and I've just been getting used to the lightweight of the Sonics. It's so much more fun to play and a lot more movement on stage. So. I basically always kind of keep the toggle switch down on and everything up all the way. The Dirty Fingers pickups are dirty. You know, they screech. They get a little more feedback. So you got to adjust your settings on the amp to kind of balance that out. But they sound good. They're the only other pickup I would say that I might want to put in someday would be like a 498T or something. That's what I have in the custom, but I use 11 gauge strings. I use Elixir Nano Web. Elixir's been hooking me up with strings since like 2000, I think 2001, 2002, something like that. Right when they first started out, and I've just always been a fan because of how long they last, how long the tone lasts, and how they I don't have to change them as often. Boss gets on me for not changing my strings as much, but then I'm like, well, feel them. Do you think I need to change them? He's like, yeah, you're right. They're pretty good. Same thing with the 11 gauge Elixirs. These are definitely a little dirtier at this point, but I haven't been using it that much. 498T pickups in there. They're pretty dirty. I've beat this thing up. But Wine Red, it's 1992. Dark Wine Burst is the technical color, I guess. 92, Gibson is still, they make good guitars that year, and I love it. It's heavy. Weight never really bothered me until I started using that all the time. Because now I'm getting used to the lightweight. So, but it's one of those guitars. I used all our wedding money and bought it, and I'm still married. So, I've done some stupid things. I lost my wedding ring on the 3rd day of this tour, and I'm still married. I spent all our wedding money on this guitar, and I'm still married, so whatever. I got a cool wife. I've had this cabinet since 1999. I got my other band, Huntingtons, got robbed, and just about all my gear was taken except for that cabinet. I had a Slash Signature Series Marshall JCM 800, and it was like the best amp, and it's gone. They're kind of hard to find. They're really expensive, but this cabinet has been working out great. It's it's made to be a full stack, but I always liked playing a half stack with it because I had this extra space where I could put my tuner, and I don't like pedals. It's the first tour I'm actually using a EQ pedal to kind of boost the solos, but I don't plug my tuner in. I unplug and plug it in when I'm gonna tune, because I don't need it. I don't want an extra cable running somewhere and worrying about battery dying or worrying about a cable being bad or something. So I like having the space up here to kind of put all that and put picks, and gotta have a towel with you to wipe everything down and wipe your face off while you're playing. But yeah, this cabinet's been great for me. Just got all the wiring tightened up before this tour and made sure everything was good in there and it's all good to go. And then I just built this case for it right before we left, flight case, at my dad's company, CP Cases in Maryland. And I basically was kind of able to put that together for free on the company, and it hasn't left the tray since we left for tour. And it's nice having it raised up a little bit as well. So I never used casters. I always would carry it in, and people would be like, "Why don't you have casters?" And I'm like, I like the bottom end that it gets from sitting on the ground, but I get the same tone or the same sound when it's in this thing. So it's cool. Yeah. The head JCM 800 lead series, 100 watt, and I've just always loved Marshall. The only other amp that I played they used to have is a PV 5150, the Eddie Van Halen head. That was the only one that I kind of I thought about making the permanent switch to that, but somebody offered me a trade straight up for this, and I said, all right, yep, I'll take a Marshall. And I went back to the Marshall because I hadn't had one since my Slash head got stolen. I love it. I love this head so much, except the other night I played Chick Stiggett's amp up in Canada in Calgary, 50 watt JMP, and I went nuts over the tone there, and so I think that is what I want to do next, is maybe see if I can sell this and buy one of them, or get KJ to give it to me or something. But yeah, Marshall's the best. I mean, there's no comparison. Yeah, the Pick World guitar picks, CJ Ramone picks, they got us some guitar picks as well. I used the 50 gauge lighter picks. Been shredding them a little bit more lately, but fortunately they gave us a bunch of them, so it's all good to go. I shred it and then just chuck it out when the show's over. So yeah, I played another band called Huntingtons. We don't tour, but we do a few shows a year. Come check us out if you're on the East Coast. With CJ, we'll be out. We'll be overseas in Europe. We'll be back out in the US again this year. And who knows? There's all kinds of more touring plans. But like he said, just keep touring, stay on the road, keep doing it, because every time we come back to a city, it seems like there's more and more people to see us. So that's how you grow. You got to go through the grind. But yeah, other than that, I mean, Elixir Strings, they've been really good to me over the years, and definitely happy to be with them. And then I would just say a shout out to CP Cases for hooking me up with the flight case. It's kind of not something that they do very much anymore, but they're going to get back into it there. So this thing has been working out great, keeping that thing protected.